NATO chief warns European allies they could be Russia's next target. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte warned Thursday that members of the alliance could be Russia's next target, calling for a rapid rise in defense spending to prevent a war similar to those seen by past generations. Rutte commented in the speech at the Munich Security Conference in Berlin came as European leaders discussed the peace proposal designed to end Russia's years-long war in Ukraine against the backdrop of growing U.S. pressure. I need to be ready because conflicts are no longer fought on arm's length. Conflict is at our door, he said. Russia has brought the war back to Europe, and we must be prepared for the scale of war our grandparents and great-grandparents endured. However, he added, if NATO delivers on our commitment, this is the tragedy we can prevent. Rutte cautioned that Russia could be ready to use military force against NATO within 5 years. Too many are quietly complacent. Too many believe time is on our side. It is not, he warned. The time for action is now. Allied defense spending and production must rise rapidly. In June, NATO members agreed to increase their defense spending target to 5% of their gross domestic product by 2035, more than double the current 2% target and in line with the type of increase US President Donald Trump has demanded for years. While Rutte acknowledged that to some extent in Europe we will have to take more care of our own defense, he also sought to highlight the US commitment to NATO. He made a comment after the Trump administration on Friday released its national security strategy, which adopted the unprecedentedly confrontational posture toward Europe. It's crucial we keep the transatlantic bond as it is today, he said, pointing out that you cannot defend the US without a safe Atlantic, and you need NATO to keep the Atlantic safe. Rutte praised Trump for starting talks on Russia and Ukraine, telling CNN's Fred Flagan that the US president was the only one who could break the deadlock with the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump has expressed impatience to reach the deal in recent weeks, while the Europeans have appeared more cautious, seeking both guarantees over the security and further discussions on any territorial concessions. There have to be security guarantees for Ukraine in place of such a quality and level that Putin knows if he tries again, the reaction will be devastating, Rutte said. We all know there will be a delicate, difficult discussion about territory, which in the end only the Ukrainians can decide about, he added. Meanwhile, Russia called it on the United Kingdom to admit what the British soldier who died in Ukraine was doing there, implying without evidence that the British forces were performing more than their publicly disclosed duties in the country. Britain's Ministry of Defense said Wednesday that the soldier died following a tragic accident whilst observing Ukrainian forces test a new defensive capability away from the front lines. CNN's Anna Kuban, Anna Chernova, and Fred Plagan contributed reporting.